Hello everyone and welcome to my nerdy little corner of the internet. I know, it's been like 3 weeks since my last video, but I have been devoting all of my downtime to a big project, draft. Specifically, me, Franz from Tavern, and so many other great people have been searching for the optimal parameters for Lorcana draft. We've been drafting nearly every night these past few weeks trying to figure out the optimal way to play Lorcana draft. And after nearly a dozen drafts, I think we found it. Here is our version of a draft format for Lorcana until Ravensburger announces their official draft. I just want to preface this with the knowledge that Ravensburger is working on their official form of draft and that it will most likely be very different and definitely better than what we came up with. This is simply to help keep us hungry draft players fed until the real thing comes out. Also, please make sure to buy physical product of Lorcana when it becomes available in your area. Down below is a workshop mod to help facilitate draft on Tabletop Simulator, but again, this is to help develop the draft community and keep it somewhat satisfied until the official format comes around. Alright, here we go. Lorcana draft is very similar to draft in other TCGs. You open up your first pack, select a card to keep in your pool, and hand it to the person on your left. After which you'll receive another pack from the person to your right. You repeat this process until every card in every pack has been selected. You then continue to do the same thing for the second pack, but instead you hand it to the right. Now, while most draft formats require only 3 packs, in our format of draft, it requires 4 packs. So you'll pass your first pack to the left, your second pack to the right, third to the left, and finally, your fourth back to the right. After which, you build a 40 card minimum deck, but you still have your 2 ink color restriction. If you are unable to build a 40 card deck with the cards you have because you were staying way too open with 3 colors, as an example, don't worry. You are able to add Inkwell Cards. Inkwell Cards are cards that can be put into any draft deck regardless of ink color and don't do anything other than be able to be put into the Inkwell. In paper, you can make these Inkwell Cards by simply informing your opponent what cards are off color in your deck and are used for inkwells, or, my favorite, is if you have opaque sleeves that you're playing with, you can flip the card over to where the back of the card is revealed. After you've built your decks, you can play 1v1, or you can even still do a multiplayer game with the decks that you've built. The reason we chose a 4-pack 40 card deck format because 3 packs were simply not enough cards to build a deck. We were forced to build 30 card decks that were either too consistent with powerful combos or entered the risk of decking out far too quickly. I also took a poll on Twitter on if you would pay $24 in the United States to draft Lorcana with 4 booster packs. And the majority of you said yes, so since people were willing to pay for the upcharge, and it created a better draft environment, we decided to go with 4 packs. We also decided to keep the ink restriction in play because it is a core aspect of Lorcana, and removing it would remove the creativity generated when you are restricted to 2 colors. Also, if there was no ink restriction, there would be no need to read signals from your opponent's draft, and you would simply grab the best card that was left in the pack for your deck. This leads to an environment of simply grabbing the best card in the pack rather than actually deck building, looking for signals from your fellow drafters, and developing the risk-reward system of pivoting colors. Finally, we decided on the Inkwell card for a few reasons. 1, it allowed us to keep the ink restriction for draft. 2, having 4 or 5 Inkwell cards in your deck wasn't that large of a punishment. All those Inkwell cards would generally be replaced with cards like Frying Pan, which would mostly be used as ink anyway. And third, the reason they do not do anything is to prevent them from being abused easily. If they were cards similar to Flounder, character-focused decks that happen to draft Stitch Rockstar, for example, would have a strong advantage. while if they were a draw spell of some kind, it would also put more of an advantage for combo decks. These are the primary reasons we decided to set our draft at these parameters. As I've mentioned before, we have created a draft generator mod on Tabletop Simulator for use by the community to draft or just to generate random packs. A special thanks to all these great people who volunteered their time to assist in the development of this draft from the Lorcana HQ and Traverse Tavern Discords. This channel will be shifting over to being focused on the limited aspects of Lorcana, of draft and sealed, starting with the format developed here and then the official one whenever it comes out by Ravensburger. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. If you love to draft, please subscribe. There's going to be great content on this channel. And please make sure to like the video. I hope you all have a great day. Goodbye.